The Bring a Trailer podcast.
Do you remember all the GoPro face that people used to do montages of? Like the face leaning in, like a GoPro video starts and it always starts with the dude leaning his face in front of it before he rips up the canyon in his sport bike.
I don't know that.
Oh, yeah. So I think a podcast starting with everybody complaining about their audio, that's probably kind of the same thing.
Oh, man. People would love to hear that.
Totally. Randy, fresh back from Europe, tell us how it was.
Oh, man. I mean, this wasn't even a business trip, but I was joking with you guys that every trip turns into a BAT conversation everywhere. I trip across alumni cars. We have a lot of cars live in Europe, which is something we've been fostering lately. There's 18 at present. There was 19 just a little bit ago.
A lot in the UK specifically.
5 or 6 in the UK.
No, yeah, absolutely. 6 in the UK, 5 of those right-hand drive in the UK. So there's been some fun comment interactions that I've been having on the site about those. But no, I just came back from a trip over there of doing car things, as many car things as I could slam into a week. And yeah, had some ups and downs and saw some new stuff. But my favorite part was that the 993 GT2 race car, BAT alumni, that Wob sold, I got to see it run at the track. I saw that it raced at Monterey after he won it in California. He raced it at Monterey. Storix, what did it sell for, Beck?
800
thou. Amazing car. The actual Roar GT2 car. And then
What's the lot number on that one, Beck?
Lot number is
We'll link to it too.
116056.
the guy who won that is killer, and he's running it at the Le Mans Classic, 4th of July of this year. So I got to see it practice at Monza last Thursday, Friday, in the wet and the dry, and it was ripping. And man, those cars look so good. On
Is he
track.
Italian? Who's the owner?
No, German dude.
German, okay.
Anyhow, just have loved tracking that car and seeing where it's gone since it was purchased on BAT.
What was the Monza event that you were at?
Just a low-key track day, private, only probably 50 cars that were there. I'd never seen that circuit before. That is 30 minutes from the heart of Milan, and obviously storied track. There's the historic oval.
I was going to say, isn't there part of the super high banking still left?
That's still there.
Okay.
And
Not
then
part of the track, but it's still there.
No, you don't drive on it now, but it's
You can walk it, though,
remnant
right?
is there. You can walk. You can do different things. But we drove on a cool sort of boot-shaped circuit with some awesome chicanes in it. And I had an old car. I had a 1964 Falcon that I drove, and that was not typical for the group we were in, but there was a street car group and a race car group. I was solidly in the street car group with stock Mustang Falcon Bronco seats and lap belts. And my buddy and I were just like, we're doing it. Let's go. And so we went out in the rain. We went out in the dry and threw it around. It was kind of, I don't know, 30% of the experience of racing the Shelby. That's an actual race car, but same Hurst shifter and same, funny seating position and a 260 V8 that almost sounded the same. So it was pretty fun.
I saw that car in the background of your 993 GT2 pick, and I was going to make a joke about you going out on track, and you actually did it.
I did,
you
dude.
magnificent bastard.
We were out there, and there were some old cars. There was a really cool old European Championship 2002 that was there with pig flares on it, one of the
Big
early
cheeks.
ones.
Love it.
And then there were, I showed you a Lotus Elite that I knew you would like.
Very good looking one.
And then there was 3.0 CS or 3.5 CSLs, I guess they are. They're like European Championship cars. There was early stuff like that. But then there were a lot of modern Porsches, 964, 993, 996, like GT3.
This is in the
everything.
street car?
Somewhere in the
class?
street car
Yeah, okay.
class. There was a Cayman GT4 hardcore looking street car that was in our class, and some 993s and some pretty fast cars. But then there were, it was just a whole mashup of coolness. There was a bunch of alphas, a huge truck full of alphas showed up, step noses, TZ car raced. Guys are just getting after it. This is the week, couple days before there's a big Concord that I went to last year that is in that region down at Lake Como. I didn't go to that, but a bunch of people were jumping from there to the show that weekend. So it's kind of a Monterey adjacent sort of car week-ish sort of thing happening. So people are doing all different stuff. And I got to drop in and see a flavor of that. But the reason we were in the Falcon is because we drove street roads to get there from Germany. So we had a bunch of road touring, which is my favorite thing to do over there.
This must have been like one of the first Falcons to be on Monza in a...
Well, I was wondering, Europeans race them. Europeans like Falcons. Some of the guys that were there were like, Falcon. They were all like totally into it, which I think is funny. In the U.S., you don't get that feel at all because everybody here raced Mustangs. But over there, Falcons are a thing. They rallied them and they raced them, and there will be more racing over there this year. So people associated with that, but ours is a street car. So, I mean, it's not like any sort of racy. It has American 5-spokes on it, but it's not like a race car. So people were kind of chuckling that it was out on track because I had the body roll going on, but those cars are there and people know them. And mine was built in the UK by Alan Mann, right? I mean, people like those cars. There's a following, maybe even more in the UK, but certainly in Europe. Like you go to the 6 Hours of Spa, which is an event that happens every fall, and there'll be a few Falcons on track. I mean, it's known.
Is it because it was an earlier car, or was the Mustang not that popular? Or what?
Good question. It's weird. I don't believe they ever made them in right-hand drive, but the Brits like them and race them in left-hand drive, obviously. And then I don't know what the appeal is. There's like an FIA spec of Falcon.
Whoa.
And that's a big deal. And only a few of those raced in the US, but those were quite popular and more broadly raced over there. You see them at the La Carrera Panamericana, like Europeans will bring a Falcon to run down there. Yeah. So it's kind of a European thing. And my white Falcon was like a Montecarlo.
Right. It was sort of,
people were into that over there. There's always been this sort of weird Euro flavor to the Falcon. And they like Mustangs too, but the Falcon has always been sort of embraced over there. So anyway, that's a weird combo.
It does seem like a lot of the big American cars you see racing in Europe do tend to be early 60s. Like I presume
maybe it was a time. I mean, obviously they road raced Galaxies over there, right? We didn't do that here. Nobody. They were always like, "Oh, you must have done that all over America," and I was like, "Nobody did."
There's also that guy who hustles that big square like 60 or 61 T-Bird around.
Yeah, they always have some different American cars that they choose to embrace. And they're like, "Yeah, isn't that T-Bird wonderful?" And I was like, "Actually, no, that's like the worst. It's like my least favorite T-Bird is that one that races a Goodwood." But Falcons I've always just kind of found to be cool because they're Mustang adjacent. But yeah, anyway, it was embraced. It was a fun car. We found this car. I've had it in the Netherlands. I kind of lucked out having it in Germany, like I think I told you guys, and it ended up being a backup car, but it was needed. And then drove it over the mountains. It was pretty crazy. People shake their heads, right? People are like, "What are you doing here?"
You've driven it mainly in Western Europe. Have you driven it through Central Europe before, or is this the first time?
No, we had it in the Netherlands where I found it, and I drove around up there with my dad to do a tourist lap on Zandvoort. So it's gone around some circuits over there now, which is kind of fun. And the guy before us rallied it in the Alps. But I got it to Germany, and now we got it even way further south. We were ripping through, the Autostrada in an old American car, tanking it up with 100 octane, expensive fuel. And seeing what it'll do. And man, the thing was reliable, straight up reliable, driving all over the place, parking it at hotels, parking it at events. It started up every time and would just go. The car is super turnkey. So people have been asking, are you going to bring it back? Are you going to bring it here? What are you going to do with it? But it's probably destined to be sold on BAT. I think I'd like to run it in the Targa Florio, take it to southern Italy and run it in that event in September, but I don't know if that's on the calendar this year. For me, it is on the calendar for others, but it may not make that, so we may sell it instead.
Sounds like it needs to make a circuit around Western Europe to other tracks.
No, it could. It could. I mean, getting it in and out of the UK is a little bit of a hassle, but it'd be fun to take it over there. I mean, that's where a bunch of tracks are, and that's where it was built. I kind of wanted to return it.
Go to Silverstone.
Go to Silverstone and run it around. But again, it's not a race car. It's a fun street performance car, but it's a blessing to get to go over there. Got to go over there with a buddy, and we had plenty of room. We were going to ride in a 356, which would be like your luggage is on your lap and you're driving around, hunched over, thinking about being in helmets in the 356. We were like wondering if it was even possible. And then we got in the Falcon, it felt like a Cadillac. We thought it was
like
enormous.
We're
like, why didn't we bring bigger suitcases? So yeah, totally offering rides. We had somebody in the back at one point driving around. So it says BAT on the side of it. It's got a little sticker going on. So it's fun to spark some conversation. People like it.
People like the BAT sticker.
We were at a big party, car-oriented, naturally, party on a Saturday night, and that car, they waved it in for like awesome parking. And we were stoked. And then when I was backing it out, I heard somebody was hard. Whoa, bring a trailer. That's the bring a trailer car, And I was like, right on. Like it always makes me smile. So anyway, I was chuckling. It just has a little in the quarter window. But anyway, Falcons in Europe, man. That was my
so sick.
Yep. I'll show you the vid of it ripping up the front straight at Monza all alone. But I had to be watching my mirrors, man. There were a lot of people passing us. We passed a couple cars, but a lot of people were passing us.
There's so much good stuff live in Europe right now. One thing that before we pivot off the European, I'm following more European auctions currently, like watching than I think I ever have. But before we dive into any of that, I think it's worth mentioning, I don't know if Howard texted you about this, Beck, but we had, if not a world record, close to it on a 360 Challenge Stradale today that was in Switzerland. Did you see that 9,000 mile car, or 9,000 kilometer car, sorry, I should say. Red, kind of plain, no stripe, which is cool for a challenge, and 750,000 was
US. Yeah, that car sells for US because it's in Switzerland. We sell in euros for Europe, but it's interesting because the Swiss want nothing to do with euros.
Keep it out.
Totally. So we actually still
we will take US dollars or gold bars
in USD. We sell in USD in Switzerland, and this car, obviously just ended today, but a lot of visibility on 25,000 views on the listing and 1,400 people wanted to be updated right at the end, which was crazy. And it blew past what the seller was interested in. And those cars are on fire, though.
They are on fire right now. Yeah, I was kind of not aware of that until just a couple of weeks ago.
Well, and if Zach was here, he could tell us what the difference was between the Euro market Stradale challenge than it would be in the US.
Don't even bring it up because I don't know the answer.
You can go down a full rabbit hole on that. But no, I mean, super special car. They say one of 1,300, and I mean, just killer. Those wheels and the actual grill on the back and the red. I mean, people sometimes say they don't want red. I'm like, I'm okay with it.
I'm okay with it when it's a challenge and it's like no stripe and everything, which is like super plain Jane. I love it when you get a kind of a hot rod like that in a plain thing. I often say the 458 is the last pretty Ferrari in my eyes, but it actually might be the 360, especially in this spec. That's just a fantastic looking car.
Yep. Anyway, killer car, great result. We'll see where it goes.
Randy, did you see the green Scirocco that's in Germany? Okay, great.
Okay, so I was debating that car with numerous people that were over there. They're like, where'd this come from?
What was
like,
the convo?
No. I mean, it's just deep Euro spec painted bumpers, Euro headlights. We were debating the merits of the Euro headlights in the Scirocco. I'm a huge fan of those. I'm not as much of a fan of the painted bumpers that it has.
Oh,
it has
I like
a
that.
very monochrome sort of setup. I'm like, have some heartstrings for 16 valve US spec Scirocco, and this one is deep European spec with this green on it.
Yes, I actually love all that. The only sad part for me is the 8 valve, 90 horse motor. But
it's not a 16 valve.
But that is very Euro. It has great interior. Snowflake would have come on that car?
Maybe not.
Maybe a swap, but I think it looks
they have
great.
all sorts of crazy specs over there. The fog lights, the hella fogs like hanging from under the bumper. I was chuckling at those a little bit, but no, it's a good, interesting car. And whenever you see them with small bumpers on them, they look interesting.
Yes, correct.
And this is a white glove car.
Oh, is it really?
Beck, take some credit, but take a bow. Take a bow.
I'll give that photo.
It's amazing how often I pick some car that looks great and is presented well, and Beck's like, by the way.
We wrangled that.
What's the story on it? Do you know the background? It's got like no miles on it. It's like a 22,000 kilometer or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Just seller reached out, was looking for more support, and Roland's been on the phone with him, helping him through this process. He had to provide his own photos, unfortunately. So we would have loved to do our own shoot there, but we're still working on expanding that service in Europe and the UK. But
you're on calls today about that.
On calls today about that today. That's true.
Anyway, it's a cool car with a plaid interior, cloth interior.
Yeah.
And I guess the mileage is the story on that. It's like a no-mile car, which is a weird deal.
It's so funny because to me, the story is the color and the spec, but it's so interesting. It is actually the mileage. You're right.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens with that one. It's kind of a fun one in Germany, ramping up some more Euro listings. Anyway, I just think the inventory over there is very interesting. People are so hungry for BAT sale dynamics over there. They're like, we're so tired of these other options, or please bring BAT. When can I use BAT? And I'm like, you can use it right now. Just go. There's like all these cars live, right? And people are like, oh, it'd be so nice if you'd come over and da-da-da-da. I'm like, turn on your phone.
Submit the car.
Like, it's available to you. So anyway, there's always a funny back and forth with that. But yeah, being able to say, hey, we got 18 cars live is a cool thing.
We also have another car in Europe right now I would love to bring up. It's not super interesting. It is
not super interesting.
These narrow-bodied Speedster.
There you go. That's interesting.
I'm sorry. I'm not even totally sure I know what that is.
I also, embarrassed to admit, I didn't know what this was either. There's only 161. Yeah, 161 of them made. It's a narrow-bodied 89 911 Speedster. So no big turbo flares.
There's one of those you're familiar with the one in narrow body in a 964 Speedster, though,
sure.
Right? Like white with white wheel with white clamshell, and it's a narrow body. You've seen that.
For sure. Yeah, that and also the 997 was that's not a narrow body.
You're losing me at water cooled. I don't know what you're talking about. But the 964 definitely had a narrow body Speedster, right? I'm not crazy in that. No,
I'm not really sure about that.
You walked in the door today and said there's no narrow body speedsters, which is an okay point. Most of them are flared, right?
Correct. Yeah, that was my thing. I always assumed they were the same body shape.
Yeah. So this one's an 89. Yeah, right there at the end, they did 89 speedsters, and this one's silver narrow body. The M491 or the I don't think they actually put they never put a turbo in a speedster, did they?
No, not the motor,
but they did
the
the 491 flares, right?
Yes,
correct.
But not the wing.
This one is the narrow. I'm actually kind of down with it.
I am too. I love it. I mean, like the roof, the Yellowbird and everything is all narrow body, which I love.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm kind of, I love a 930, but I also like the narrow bodies still have good flares on them.
I think this one's super cool. But anyway, what do you want to say about it, Beck? You're the one who owns a G body like this. You got something to say?
Was just impressed. I loved learning about it. I didn't know that it existed before. Loved that it's coming out of France. I'd gather that maybe more of these sold in Europe than in the US, or I don't even know if narrow-bodied speedsters even came to the US.
161 of them, they say, were built, man. We got the stats right there in the listing. Sold by Sun Auto. You guys know Sun Auto? That was on a bunch of the race cars. That was the dealer in Paris.
Didn't you have a Sun Auto car? Did you own something that came through Sun Auto?
I wish. Okay. I probably had like a badge.
We've probably just talked about it
or something. Yeah, no, but I mean, some of the great 911R type cars and race cars and, different sponsorship livery had Sun Auto on them that raced at Le Mans and such. But anyway, this one, whenever you're talking early Porsches in France, oftentimes you will trip across them. Anyway, great car. Good call out, Beck. Yeah, I'm pleased to see that car as well. Ends in 4 days and in France.
There's a 323, a trunk compared, an E36 Ti, which I love, the little hatchbacks with a 6-cylinder in the Netherlands. I love those cars. So every time there's one of those, I'm excited. The other big one I want to talk about that you have definitely looked at, Randy, is the 037 clone.
Okay, that's wild.
Right.
So that popped up while I was over there, and I was like, who's selling that car? And it's built on a Montecarlo, I think. I think it's the standard sort of rep build.
It is, but it's got like it was built in the 90s, and it's got like full Kevlar, like it's got all the body work that like the real deal would have.
It looks a lot like the real rally cars. Few of the real rally cars have transacted over the last few years, and this one is full Martini livery with the right wheels and the right proportions, and it doesn't look like a Bitsa sort of car. It's put together pretty nicely and apparently 30 years ago. So we'll see where the bid goes on that.
It's just a radical build and cool and kind of has been around for a while. And there's nothing like a big clamshell popping up and seeing the Kevlar on the inside. I love that. So I thought that was pretty rad and worth noting.
And it's just all over the place, isn't it?
It is.
That's being listed over there. This crazy Corvette race car.
Oh, that thing's crazy. Do you see where that is? It's in, yes, I thought it was in Scandinavia somewhere.
We just sold a couple Scandinavia cars and then we're right down to daily driver type stuff in the UK. So anyway, people
bring them out.
Watch European listings. We're putting some effort into boosting exposure for those, and a lot of results we're getting are pretty interesting over there. Do you see the Alpina touring wagon that just sold?
No, I missed that one.
E36 WAG that has a V8 in it.
Whoa.
From Alpina. They didn't build many of these either. That sold for 89,000 euros on a no reserve car in the Netherlands. I thought that was a super gutsy listing out of the Evo crew out in the Netherlands. We love them. They were here visiting in the office in San Francisco a couple weeks ago, and then they rolled back and fired this listing off, which I was very pleased about. Shout out to those guys. They do a terrific job with BMW E28s, but this time they decided to do it with a little E36 WAG.
Man, that's maybe like the ultimate. I feel like I've read about these before, but I don't know if they made them in sedans too.
Alpina made crazy stuff in the 90s that, I mean, different sorts of swaps. Like this is an E36 WAG. They say they made 27 of them. They call it a B8 4.6 Touring, and they dropped in the 4.6 liter V8 out of the big BMWs into this little E36 and made it look pretty cool. And apparently it rips.
This is obviously before they switched to only autos too. So
yeah, that's right. You could still get a 6-speed in this one. So that versus an E36 M3, totally different car.
This is maybe the ultimate E36 for me at least.
Yeah, you'd want.
And I'm not even a huge Alpina guy.
Grunt
with the WAG. Yeah, kind of.
What do you want, a tow hitch on it? You want to haul some people around?
Kind of.
Anyway, I'm sure it would sound amazing, and it's just a really, really unusual and interesting little car.
Well, we had a customer car at the shop where I used to work that was a I think they only came in the last year. It was the E34 with the 546 speed. I think those are 95s only, or whatever, 94, whatever the end of E34s were. And there was no car that I was more excited when it would come into the shop. It was green and with like a tan interior, and it looked exactly like like a 525. right? Like there was I don't remember if there was any difference visually other than the badge, but man, that car was an amazing car with an amazing motor and that transmission.
Very cool. There's a great era, right? And
Yes.
I love that Alpina was into swapping V8s where you couldn't get them and stuff
Totally.
like that. It was not just, a chip and coil springs or whatever. It was like they were doing crazy stuff. You know what I mean?
Cold air intake.
Totally. It's not a K&N
Stage
and an
1.5.
alleged chip flash or whatever we're talking. What are we paying for? It was like, man, they were like swapping out
Totally.
everything.
Cutting
They
sheet
were,
metal.
they were Sawzall City. And I love that about them. It was a little grittier, it seemed like. So anyway.
Beck, you've been jonesing to get to the U.S. cars because there's some good. We've got a bunch of
boy.
collections out.
What are we? Oh, the collections. Who's
yeah.
going to sell? How many GTOs can you sell in a collection?
Ask Anthony.
That's right.
But you want to start with the P cars?
Oh, I mean, there's one that I feel like Randy's going to hopefully have on his watch list.
Oh, which car?
This would be the one.
Oh, I know what we're talking about.
You can see right through his screen.
I just walked into that bear trap. Oh, man. I may have been available to peruse this gallery. Oh, boy. Say it, Beck. Say
This is
it.
the 959 Sport that is live on the site right
Here's
now.
a funny
for 4
debate.
days.
959 or 959? What camp are you in?
I say both,
how do you
I think.
say it?
I think I say both.
Ever since I was a little kid, I've said 959.
959.
I think all Germans
959.
say 959.
They say, well, because they also say 535i. They don't say 535i.
Yeah.
I say 959, but you're not wrong that all other Porsche nomenclature, it's always singular.
Well, some people
That is-
say 944.
Well, let's say
and
911.
people say stuff. There's all sorts
Oh,
of
I say
stuff.
944. Yeah.
Nobody
But
says
anyway.
911.
No, it's 911.
Thankfully.
911.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to call it a 959, but I'm not disputing you.
I think I use
the white sport, dude.
them interchangeably. That's
Okay.
interesting. I think I do it with 944s too. 944 sounds lame.
I can't
959 doesn't sound that
I
bad.
said 944 turb.
If you say 912E, you're a psychopath.
You are a total psychopath. All of them. 914. If you say that, it's like punch in the face.
Totally.
Right? Yeah, you're not allowed to say that. So anyway, there's funny double standards. But anyway, what's your take on that car, Beck?
It's super exciting. I mean, it's the first Sport on BAT. All the previous ones were Comforts.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. There's only like 30 or so of these made. So
Yeah.
that's pretty awesome.
I remember the first time I saw a 959. I remember the first time I saw Rothman's 959. I remember the first time I saw a Sport. And then I pivoted to, I remember the first 959 we ever had on BAT. And then now this is the first 959 Sport. So it's
I was with you in the office on first 959 day. See, like
That's
I just said
right.
959. That's interesting.
Ooh,
That was
Bill.
you and I were the only ones in the office. That's when we took the Emory Speedster out to Pacifica for tacos.
That same day?
Yes.
Dude,
and
that's
like the
like-
website was going crazy. It was the first time I ever saw the comments like flying
Because
like
the,
that.
the 959 listing was going bananas.
Correct.
Yes.
It was the day it was closing.
I remember that.
Yep.
Wow, good pull.
When was the first time you saw one?
First time I saw one was in the old Porsche museum. I have a photo. My dad took a photo of me sitting crisscross-legged in front of it. It was silver and it was in the museum. And we were over there for a car show in 1989.
Oh, so it was like a pretty
So
new car.
It was somewhat new, but it could have been as early as a couple years old. But I idolized it and had the poster and the whole thing. And I was 12 and I got to see it in person and I kind of like couldn't breathe.
Number
Amazing.
of comments on that first 959.
Close to 1,000.
1,232.
Yeah.
1,200 comments.
They were flying and like
So we didn't have the feature where
No,
you
correct.
could
No.
control it at all. So it was just like
I remember
psycho
when we started
volume. You couldn't even type it in.
I don't know if I
because
want-
it would just keep going.
I don't know if I want to reveal this, but like we didn't. It was just you, me, and Howard and Zach. We didn't do anything. We just like
we just like watched
we just
the internet
watched it.
like
There's
burn.
There was nobody. I mean,
Totally.
we were watching it, but nobody was like
Totally.
ready to.
But it didn't hit reserve, right? He had a
Correct.
meaningful reserve on
Yeah.
it, but we took it because we wanted a 959,
Yep.
and that was a killer day. And I love that we listed that car, and now that car seems cheap.
Sure. Well, I mean, in
And-
hindsight, if Bill Noon was sitting here, he'd be like, "Good thing I kept it." Because,
And then, but interestingly, now this thing is going to seem like all the millions and millions, and then someday the three of us will be sitting around looking at that and be like, "Remember how cheap that's for?"
Totally.
Right when it sold for $6 million or whatever. What are these things worth? 5, 4? Anyway, it's going to be crazy. So I'm excited to watch it. We got a few days to watch it.
Do you guys know how to tell a Sport from? You said you remember this first time you saw a Sport. I don't know how to visually tell the difference. Is it just the cloth seats?
I believe there's a cage.
There's a cage, integrated cage. There are cloth sports seats
Right.
with the Autofluke belts. Obviously, you can fake that in a real car if you want
sure.
to.
The
suspension is different.
A little bit more power, but again, can't really see that.
Yeah.
That's why I was saying cage. That's the only thing I would visually be able to do.
The seats are the only thing I remember. This was kind of a re-education for me on the sport because I had thought there were only 5 or just a handful. So there's a few more than I thought, but the cloth seats is what is stuck in my memory.
It's unbelievable.
The
car's unbelievable. But the cage, also you can recognize the car's super fast because the cage has a bar that goes across diagonally the rear window.
Oh.
Right under the rear window. So I mean, it's, you can't miss it. Like you see it immediately. And only red and white, I believe, right? Like that's one of the other tells. And I'm not sure if they all have white wheels or not. I think you get silver wheels on a couple of them. There's a great long form story about the cars in Triple O Mag, one of the very early triple zeros.
How does Pete Stout say 914?
He says 914, but how does he say 915? I don't know. I'll ask him. But there's a great article in there where I believe one of the white cars like this was on the cover, and then they wrote a super long article. And there's this photo, there's some weird U.S. tie-in about these cars, as you may know. A lot of them came over here and were U.S.
Wasn't it the Bill Gates deal?
There's some that's different than that story, but it's adjacent. But they had them over here, and there's a picture of like 7 of them in a transporter and everything. They're all, oh man, it's so cool. Just crazy. But anyway, look at this one on BAT. It'll be up when this podcast goes live for sure, and people can peruse and see what's going on.
It's such a sick car. The other thing I learned is that there was like a Porsche upgrade, like stage 2 upgrade, which this car has, which gives it like more power. And I think even maybe bumped the displacement, but like hot.
I don't know if it's displacement. They said it's cams for sure. It's
cams and
intercoolers,
turbos,
turbos, and cams. I watched all the videos with the sellers who are awesome. And they did a great job just, talking through the car. There's driving sequences of the car and stuff. You're never going to see one of these presented in this level of detail somewhere else. You may be able to send some expert or go look at it or whatever, but any other auction, I don't think you're ever going to see a 959 Sport presented like this with the historical paperwork and the story and the Q&A with Cam Ingram, who's repping the car and knows the car totally backwards and forwards. And they own one. And he said they've sold 10 or 12 959s or whatever. I mean, it's just like a perfect storm of the right way to do this one. And so I'm super intrigued to see what bidders do. And I mean, they just sold that 904, right? So they're no strangers to selling high-end cars on BAT. So let's see what they do on this one. I don't know if anybody alerted them that it's maybe my favorite car of all time, but it is. And I love that it's on the site. It's really cool.
I love the line 961 style camshafts.
That's
so great. That's race car camshafts.
I'd love to have some of those.
Yeah, totally. Just the cams
just to look
on display.
Just to look at them.
We should talk about some of the other collections. So that is part of a kind of ongoing collection that Road Scholars have been doing along with another local partners of ours. Feminod, right? Doing a ton of Porsches. Is it the 10th installment?
It's the 10th.
Yeah, right.
X.
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
He also did it in conjunction with Magnus Walker at one point. He had cars as part of this. So that's amazing. They got a bunch of other rad things. They've got maybe my favorite Emory car we've ever had.
If you like 356Bs,
which I do.
Look at this car.
Early Bs are my favorite.
A really nicely done B, and it's an early Emory car. Little restrained on the
It's exterior. Very similar to your Speedster. And my only beef with the BAT Speedster was even though they look cool, I couldn't live out in the open like that. So that car in a B coupe is like perfect for me.
Here's your car.
I know.
I know your car.
It's got a very similar spec. It's got still got the annular disc brakes on it, which would be a huge deal for me.
Does that car have annulars?
It has annulars.
He used to put that on a lot of stuff, and they're cool. And it's got a Polo motor.
It's got Polo motor. It's got the seats and the carpet all look similar to yours. I think it's maybe a year or two after your guys's was built. And I do love early Bs, which is maybe in part because they're kind of the most unloved. It's not the C and it's not the A. And so that's why I like them.
I love Bs.
I do too.
And it's an alumni. It's been on the site.
Is that right? Wow, am I missing that narrative?
I missed that too.
The best part of BAT is the history module on the side. We had that car before.
It did.
So many Emory cars. We can't.
385.
911R sold it for 385
in 2024.
Wow. Okay, so that's a boomerang. That thing
almost exactly. Not exactly, but very close to 2 years.
A couple years ago.
We have I wasn't even aware of this. We have a Porsche Emory Outlaw model page. That's how many we've sold.
No,
okay.
We certainly do.
Yeah, we most certainly do.
We started that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of good cars on here, including the BAT car, the car we're talking about. Yeah, I just love that B. That's like perfect for me. That's just how I do it. Yours, but as I recall, the BAT car had a 4-speed still, and this one has a 5-speed.
This has a 5, which is unusual. Yeah, 901 modified 5-speed.
It's very sick.
Very cool car. People should check out.
Yeah, should check out the whole collection. A lot of great stuff there. Randy, you want to talk about GTOs? Have you talked to Anthony about this?
I haven't talked to him about the GTO. I was talking to him about several other threads, but a collection of Pontiac GTOs is an awesome thing to bring to BAT. I'm just really stoked on it. There's a couple modified cars. There's a couple judges. There's convertibles. There's hardtops. Must have been from one seller. I don't think the dealer is like collecting all these a la carte and putting it together. I think just one seller collected a bunch of these and wants to unload them. So anyway, they're rolling them through BAT. They are live now, and I'd love to have a GTO. I'd actually really like to have a Pontiac
What era?
GTO.
Okay, great question. I wanted to grill you about this exact thing. And then I have a thing for you on this too, Beck.
I am probably 64. I'd really like to have a 64 early GTO. I go back and forth on what spec, but yeah, 389 4-speed,
Tri-power,
64 tri-power real GTO, preferably with like steel wheels and dog dish sort of setup, like a cool like grunt low spec, but but big motors.
Maroon on maroon on maroon.
Well, yes, and dude, we can veer into that if you want. We sold one on the site that I wish I would have bought. I still lose sleep over. Which like was drag raced back in the day. Do you know this car?
No,
It was either gold or it was like a weird like lavender metallic sort of weirdo original color.
Wait, now this is bringing back. What year was it?
There were, I think it was a 65. There were historic pictures of it lettered up, and it ran drags back in the day. And there was all this history with the car, and then it was restored and listed on BAT recently. Maybe in the last year and a half.
I'm trying to find it. Maybe it's not a 65. It's coming back to me.
But it was an auction car, and it was very, very cool. And I was like, a GTO with a story is a amazing grab.
Yeah,
like most of them. I mean, people even guess whether they're real or not. Or
I know
restorations are kind of random, or sure they were all 389. You know,
everything's got a tri-power.
Yeah, you're like, wait a minute. But
have you ever driven anything with tri-power before?
Interestingly, I was driving here today, and I passed a yellow Super B with a 46 pack. It said it on the hood scoop. The guy was out driving it. He's actually lives not that far from me.
God bless him.
I was like, you're driving that thing on a Wednesday?
I mean, is he living the best life?
He's basically living the best life, my dream life. But anyway, that's a side note. But I've never driven any actual GTO, nor any 446 pack or anything with.
So they've been on my mind, not only because of the collection. So one of the first muscle cars I ever remember seeing as a kid and being like, Dad, what's that? I really like that. Was the first one I can remember was a notchback Barracuda, but the second one I remember was a 66 GTO hardtop. And it's kind of seared into my brain. So even though maybe 66 is not the most desirable year, that's the one that I've always liked for that reason.
I'm currently looking through them. They're pretty desirable to me.
But then they're great. But then the car that I was thinking about right when this collection was coming up is the later car, the 70, because I rewatched Slapshot, the amazing 1977 Paul Newman hockey movie.
The hockey movie.
And of course, Paul Newman has to drive a rad car in it. And he drives a kind of beat up gold 1970 GTO with a vinyl top.
Okay.
I think it's got American mags on it, but you can tell like Paul Newman, it's only in a couple shots, but you can tell like he obviously was like, I'm going to pick the car for this guy, you know, and he's the captain / coach of the team and wearing a black leather coat with fur and drinking his way across this small Pennsylvania town. And I was like, man, a kind of rough daily driver gold 70 GTO is not bad. That's not bad.
That is not bad. I love that.
Burning rubber.
The later cars are not always my jam. I think the judges are cool. It's hard to tell what's a real one and what's not, but they are very cool. The degenerate kid that hosts the party in Dazed and Confused drove an orange judge. He drove an orange judge.
Totally.
And he rolls into the burger joint or whatever, like slow-mo roll in the GTO judge. And you're just like, okay,
the
winner.
70,
it's kind of game over.
The 70 is if you live in a small town and you're living a kind of degenerate life. Like that's what it's right for. Like if you're having eggs and a beer in the morning, like that's what it's for. Oh my God, look at that car.
I'm just showing you random pulls. I just typed in 66 GTO. And this one went for 40 grand because it has a swapped out engine and some maybe questionable mods, but just steel wheels.
I mean, that's what it is. That's what you want.
You just go rip around in those. I'm going to keep digging and find that drag car. I don't know how to find
red lines on
but just a standard 66 is cool.
So I'm definitely not an Endura bumper person. So like later cars, don't really work for me for GTOs. Definitely.
Endura? I've never even heard that term. Is that when the taillights are in the bumper?
That's the plastic like crash safety
did they have
bumper.
those?
That's what they're called for the later cars with the body style changes.
Okay.
That's not it was chrome bumpers, so earlier cars, whether it's 64, 65, 66, I'm not really sure. But
okay. Awesome.
That's my move.
I'm with that.
The thing I was going to have for you, Beck, that this reminds me of, the only other collection I can think that we ever put on the site that was similar to this was the Fox Body one, which I believe was an early white glove collection, which was like 5 of the same kind of car.
That and the Datsun G collection too.
Oh, that's great.
So
Remember too.
Both of those would be, yes, very similar. I was very pleased when I first saw the headline for this collection. I was a little worried that it was just going to be like all cars with engines over the size of 3 liters or something like that, like just like an old school style GTO reference. And the fact that it was actually 5 of the exact same model, just from different years and different colors, was so delightful.
Yeah.
And absolutely, our Fox Body we had, now 4 or 5 years ago, actually, was that. It was a long time ago.
We need more Fox Body collections.
Yes.
There was a great...
Because I need an SVO. I need to keep building the franchise downstairs.
And what works well for with Fox Bodies is there's so many different variants.
Correct.
Like it's just skittles of different flavors of different
You could have
styles.
a 20-car Fox Body collection.
Completely.
I aspire to have a 20-car Fox Body collection. I have several buddies that say they will never speak to me again if I go back to my Fox Body ways, but I want to. I desire to.
With the Datsun Zs, while they were all different, it was all progressions of the same concept, right? It's a 240, it's a 260, it's a 280.
And then a 2+2.
Right. And so it's just that sort of growth over time, which was mostly a reaction to emissions rules more than anything else.
Speaking of your bumper changes.
For sure, bumper changes. But whereas the Fox Body was fully different setups as far as what engines, right? There was 2 different engines. There was turbochargers. There's obviously different body styles, notchbacks and coupes and fastbacks and convertibles, like all, and then partnerships with like third-party ASC McLaren. You could genuinely have 7 or 8
soda company partnerships. You're just getting Randy excited though.
Give me the 7-Up model. I shop many a 7-Up Fox Body. Send them my way, baby. Send them my way.
We actually have another couple collections in the hopper too. And then I don't even know if we talked about it. We had the really cool Monterey collection that was all from one owner, all the Ferraris and Alphas and stuff that was all red. That was cool. You didn't see that?
I didn't see that.
Oh, yeah. I saw that.
That was More Imports. Yeah. Our local partner and our buddies down in Monterey, they had that rad collection, which had a 308 GTB in it and had a Dino and some other stuff. Levette collection.
That was very cool.
What I liked about that, and I wish we could do this a little bit more often, is like in the collection post, we got a period picture of the guy who put all these together. He was a hotelier, so like you get a little bit of the history of the guy. Look at that pic. Come on. He's putting together hotel collections on the Monterey Peninsula.
Happen.
Totally.
Here's the 64 spec
that I
want, which is like base sedan, GTO, red lines, dog dish, stick, tri-power. This one sold for $80,000, which is a lot of money for that thing, but
that's like the FBI pursuit car version of the GTO.
It's skinny ties, white shirt, skinny tie, GTO. And man, that's just, I don't know. There's old folks that know what that car is, but the whole young crowd would look at that car and be like, I don't even know why that random sedan matters.
So
and
that's like exactly the same year as your Falcon. So that's interesting, right?
It's bigger.
It's a bigger car.
Notch bigger, but man.
Would you compare that to a Galaxy then, or is a Galaxy even that much?
I would say
just like in between
is
right?
Fairlane, maybe slight plus to not quite. It's not as big as a Galaxy, but you get big engines in it. It's in the same realm.
How about a Falcon, a GTO, and a Galaxy?
How about just and a Fox Body? Just all the V8s. This is the color I was talking about. I'm still having trouble finding the drag car I wanted to tell you guys.
Yeah,
about.
I really want to see it.
But this is the color.
Interesting. It's like a coral.
They call it, must reference the color name, Fire Red.
Oh, cool.
A 64 Galaxy, which I actually think looks pretty cool. I described it terribly, but trust me, it looks very, very cool.
I'm having real problems. I'm only buying old cars, older and older and older. That's like all I want.
Why is that a problem? That's a win. Those cars, I mean, some people are saying, older cars are getting less expensive. And I'm like, great.
I know.
Then bring them all to me. Totally. Like, let them keep being bargains. You know what I mean?
Yes.
People are like, oh, people don't like those anymore. You got to find somebody who knows how to tune carbs. But if you can find that, then just get them.
Yeah.
I mean, man, go buy the Gias and go buy the 289 Coupe Mustang.
What made you say that word, Gia? Are those in your brain right now?
I was was staring into your soul through your eyes.
It is. You were reading.
But I mean, I want an air-cooled V-dub, you know?
me too.
And I mean, all these cars, if they're honestly getting soft, which I don't know that all of them are, but I mean, older cars, people are like, oh, 356s
Yeah, but the good ones
but people
never
are like,
are.
356s are so cheap. I'm like, good.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you
Yeah, they're only
I don't know.
$400,000.
No, come on, dude. Come on.
Well, what was the number
But
you just said? What did I mean, that was an Emory car.
385.
Emory
for that
wackadoo.
car.
I've
Totally
been
different.
I've been spamming Beck with
Yeah,
B
that's
coupes that are selling for 60,000,
Yeah, I mean,
right?
that's pretty
And
good.
like, man, but I don't know if you guys have been following. There's been a couple Mecum results for like crazy Shelby sale prices this week.
No, I didn't see
And
those.
People are like, "Oh, this is great." I'm like, "No, that's terrible." Like, I want them to be $100,000 and go get them instead of, "Oh, they're $1 million car now."
These
for
are
65
350s. Whoa.
Yeah, these cars are going for crazy dough, and I want the 66.
Comer's rubbing
Well,
his-
everybody is, right? All the guys that sell them are
Yeah.
like, "Oh, we want them to be 4 million," right? And I'm like, man, I kind of wish they were like 92.5. But whatever, these prices move around, and people love this stuff, and that's part of the deal. But man,
The big money was
finding old
for
cars. These GTOs, if these GTOs drop another 10, 20%, like who knows, right? I mean, I just want to go, burn tires on it,
100%.
right? Like let's
Totally.
go.
That's exactly what I
So,
want to do.
Anyway, similar to the Falcon, driving around on Route 66 this year for the centenary. Sounds like
Ooh,
exciting
what are you
to
going
me.
to take? Was that what you want to take?
I was with my dad last night, and I also was texting with my buddy that's involved in the Cars franchise at Pixar, and they are, there's all this stuff for the 100th anniversary of Route 66 and the 20th anniversary of the Cars movie, which kind of
Is Pixar doing something for this?
I hope so. Yeah, I
Awesome.
hope they are. I don't know in what flavor or whatever, but just like that whole vibe of being out there and driving into the sunset in something old is what I'm about. So I got the Chrysler. That's the solid plan. If
That is like a Pixar car.
you've got a better plan, let me know. I mean, do we have
I don't-
another car? I mean, a Nomad. I'd love to drive it.
Yes,
Nomad.
Nomad would be great. My dad has a line on it, but 56. You don't like a 56.
No, it's my favorite year.
Oh, my dad has a line on one.
A good one.
It's pretty good. It actually might come to BAT.
What
It's an
color?
old friend. It's blue and white. Blue with white
A
top.
good blue or like a
Like
too
that
much
powder blue, like that, like
I like
the
powder
color of your shirt.
I like
Yeah,
powder.
you
blue.
know that color combo.
Yeah, but some people more
This
paint them
one's-
a darker.
This one's
blue, white,
apparently
which is
very,
too strong.
very, very restored to kind of original
Yeah,
spec. It's
I
a
like
it's
that.
a power glide in those, right?
You can get a power.
Yeah,
glide
it's
in those.
it's the automatic, but it's a 283 with 4-barrel on it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. 56 is actually my favorite year number.
Oh, interesting. I would have figured 57 or 55.
A lot of people think that, but the rear wheel arch on a 55 weirds me out. It was full wheel arch,
Yeah.
and it looked odd to me. And then a 57 is rad, but it's never the dream. The 56 is
Yeah, Finny fins. Yeah, I'm torn. I like all three.
I
to
like
be
all
totally
three as
honest.
well.
Yeah.
I like all three as well, but I should own a Nomad.
Yeah, I'm light on American cars, and I also want to drive something along 66, but it's got to be. I mean, the Cord would
I mean,
be
the Cord is
suicide. I know, but like driving that to Flagstaff, like, oh man, that's definitely coming back on a flatbed. So I need a 50s car. My mechanic, the guy who works on the Ferrari and the Cord, he's got a car sitting down there that he needs to get rid of. That's kind of an abandoned project of one of his clients. It's a 56 Imperial, so same as your B. That
I
he's
know the body
put-
style. I know
he's
the
put-
grills.
Yeah, he's got motors all rebuilt. He's put a fortune into the suspension stuff. But it's kind of unrestored patina car. It's the turquoise teal color. Needs an interior and kind of needs to be put back together.
Do the belts fly off his Hemi at the velocity
Well,
mine do?
The Hemi is sitting adjacent to the
Oh,
car.
okay, so
Rebuilt,
they don't yet.
But yeah,
They don't yet.
it's,
but,
it doesn't have your sick 2 4-barrel setup. It's just a single 4-barrel
that's
in the Imperial. But
That's right.
still a great looking car. I mean, it looks very similar to your car.
Dual quads definitely necessary.
Yeah, and Batwing for sure.
Boy,
Somebody came through the office. I can't remember who. Somebody younger who doesn't know anything about older cars, and I was like, "Check this out." And they're like, "That's a big engine." I'm like, "It
Yeah.
is. It
Yeah,
is.
it's a big air cleaner.
It is.
Air cleaner
That's
costs
bigger
as
than
much
the
as
engine in a lot of kids' BMWs or Hondas."
That's right. Air cleaner costs as much as a Carmen Ghia in that thing. It's crazy.
Totally.
Yep.
Here is Newman in his. Come on.
Oh, look at that car. Yeah,
And
that's
see, it does
cool.
have American mags. That's what
Is that it in the top left, like ripping up some dirt road?
Yes, he
That's
rips it up a dirt road to go yell at the lady who owns the hockey team.
There you
That's
go.
great. That's a great movie.
perfect. He had all his teeth in that though. Weren't most of the actors like toothless? That was part
It's
of
so
the-
fascinating. It's no helmets in hockey. There's a few guys wearing helmets. Most of them are no helmet.
So good.
And the hockey is so good in it. It's like very legit. And it's like,
That's the one with the aesthetic where the guys have like glasses.
Yeah,
and
the
they're
Hanson
punching
brothers.
each other.
they just fight
but they have
everyone.
kind of like mullety
Yep.
hair.
And those were all real hockey players. They sort of fight in one game before the game starts. And so there's no refs to stop it because they're so aggro. It's a great movie. It's aged
What's it called again?
mostly well. Slapshot. And it was
Slapshot.
kind of the last time Newman played the handsome leading man. He was about 50 when they made it. And he's
What
playing
does he
DB5.
play after that? That's all he can.
The next movie, I think, is The Verdict. So he's like drunk lawyer, like old man roles start after that. But that's also an amazing movie. But
he's still the handsome lead, even if he's the drunk old.
Yeah.
Carrying the movies.
He was. He really is. He's extremely charming in that. I don't know if he knew how to skate or what, but he's completely viable. Look at that. That's kind of it.
Well, I'm looking at Nomads now, specifically 56 the challenge.
You might not. Let me tell you, you might never stop once you start looking at Nomads.
Let me warn you. That's a one-way ticket.
The challenge is that so many of them get really poor wheel choices.
Yeah. Wheel choices,
or like
really
interior. Where do you see some interior choices that are made?
Some tilt columns.
But man, I am all about modified drivetrain. I'm not like precious stock or walk like my buddy.
You don't
says.
want Chevy 2 front end though, and all that stuff, right?
Probably
power steering.
Mustang 2 front end.
Mustang 2. Sorry.
Probably not.
Yeah,
probably not. Now those have gone out of favor, But man, I'm into.
But a lot of them already got retrofitted. So many of them are resto mods.
Yep.
And like I do like them with the stock little wheels and hubcaps.
But you can bring them back. You can make them. You can
the visual
the
side
wheels right,
matters.
and you don't totally hack the interior and the colors. That's why I was asking what blue, because people will paint them like New York Giants blue and white, and it's such a stark white blue thing. It doesn't work. But a powder or this actually
That's the blue color that I'm thinking of.
Who's the dude in Salinas that has one of these? That's my favorite one. Do you know the car I'm talking about?
He owns the speed shop, right?
Or it was built by the speed shop.
This is a 55, but that's
the wheel arch. See, the wheel arch is stodgy. It's grocery getter. You got to have the low wheel arch on the 56.
Yeah.
Am I right?
No, I do agree.
Yeah.
On the 55, it looks like the arch follows the line of the wheel as opposed to flaring backwards towards the bumper in 56. I guess that's definitely a good look.
Still stuck on
GTO come on,
BAT.
man.
Anyway, Anthony's got cool cars live. Man, we're stuck in like GM territory right now, aren't we?
Well, see, now I've made the mistake of opening it. I don't even want to talk on the mic anymore because now I'm on the Nomad.
All right, we got to bring it home.
I'm on the Nomad. I'm on the Nomad.
What else
page.
is live? Are we going to talk? Here's whiplash after talking about that stuff. Are we talking about the third highest dollar car ever sold on BAT?
Oh, yeah, we should.
Yesterday?
Yeah.
It's probably worth talking about.
Bugatti 4.4.
Another heavy Bugatti.
Yeah.
The front grille says 16, number 16. I just thought of Joe Montana. I don't know what you guys think about, but why did it have 16 on the grille?
It's got to be the cylinders, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure that's what it is.
That's a flex. That's a flaunt.
It is. I mean, when you're driving around in a Chiron, you're flaunting.
Yeah, there's some flaunt.
There's some flaunt.
But awesome, amazing result.
Those were our guys, Silver Arrow. We love them. They
incredible car.
I didn't look, but I'm confident that is not the first Chiron they've offered.
No chance.
No.
And it won't be the last.
No. This one was a Super Sport, which I'm not totally sure what that means. Probably more power. Not that car needs it. And it had kind of black with kind of interesting gold trim on it. Yeah, you're right. It is. I missed the 16 on the front.
16 on the grill, man.
Yeah.
Like a jersey number.
It probably says 16 somewhere else, too.
I thought it was cool.
Oh, interesting. So I wonder, it's like 1600 horsepower. So that must be the other thing too.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. W16. I mean, it's 1578, but it says 1600 on the engine. So I assume they're rounding up to 1600 horsepower. Unbelievable.
I own a car that doesn't have as much horsepower as one cylinder.
I was just going to work out that amount. Yeah.
I have a car with less horsepower in a big old engine than that makes in one cylinder.
That's amazing. That's
good
amazing.
Times.
No, that's a good one to call out. I honestly, I didn't even look at other kind of wild results. We've had a lot of them.
We have had a fair share of wildness going through the website, but
you could probably open the premium page and say a bunch of crazy stuff. Let's see what else do we. I was following this auction. I'm not the biggest DB5 fan, but blue DB5 also from Silver Arrow. That car was stunning.
1.2 it went for?
Almost 1.3.
I had people emailing me about this car. Who won it? I wonder if any of the people that reached out actually ended up bidding and getting after it. They're like, Randy, should we get after this car? And I was like, I highly
This
recommend.
is probably my favorite DB5 I've ever seen.
I highly recommend picking this up. No, don't know who that user is, but what else did they buy?
They bought a 991 GT3 Touring.
There you go. Daily
and daily and the
special
weekend
car.
That's right.
What's their join date?
Join date was January 2026. So it's 2
Just
months
like
ago.
show up and
Yes.
just start firing.
It's nice to know people.
So
It's
solid.
nice to know people are still discovering the platform.
Yes, unbelievable. Joins in January, buys touring,
I
waits
had
a
a-
couple clicks, and then maybe let's go DB5.
I called a dealership today in outreach, Mercedes dealership, and I said, I'm with Bring a Trailer. And he said, great, when are you picking up the car? I said, no, sir.
That's a good one.
No, sir.
That is a very good one.
That's the phone calls we used to get.
Still
That's
happens.
all the
We should record those
Yeah.
and then play them for people on the podcast because it would just be no. Well, no, it's
Where
an
have you
auction.
been?
No, it's an auction. Yeah, no, swing it another round around the block.
Right.
You're not allowed to park there.
I'll be right out.
Wait a minute. I'm not parking there. I'm not on the red curb. I'm not coming to pick up your car, but I'll help you sell everything on your lot in 8 days.
You guys saw the 300,000 mile 300 SL Roadster?
Yes. So
Crush
tell
it?
me about the mileage. I saw that written up. I looked at the car and then I didn't figure out the mileage story until later. How do you put 300K on that?
Same family owned it forever. And what I love is, I don't know if I've ever seen this on a 300 SL before. You know how Mercedes does those high mileage badges, which you usually see on
Yeah.
W123 diesels?
Sure.
Yeah.
This one, it got the 250 or 300,000 kilometer badge and the 500,000 kilometer badge. My dad, we put 200,000 miles on our 500E, and my dad always wanted to like send off for one of those, and he never did it. But that would have been pretty funny on a 500E.
200K on your 500.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's
Yeah. It was my mom's daily driver. My mom's daily driver. She
Man, your
worked.
mom throws miles on the car.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
She worked in Napomo for the whole time we lived in St. Louis, and we lived in SLO. So it was 25 miles each
101
way.
miles.
Every-
Those are easy miles.
She got some speeding tickets.
But those are nice, easy car miles.
I bet
right?
this made their day issuing this certificate.
I mean, how many 300 SLs
500,000
have the 500 KM?
Okay,
Is
yeah.
it going to try to argue highest mileage?
It probably
W198?
isn't because people drive those, but like the odometer rolls, so it's hard to have the documentation on them, right?
I love everything about that. Anyway, the mileage part of it made me really happy. We also have this on the website. Who are we? We have a
What is
bonsai
that?
blue Chrysler Daytona IROC RT.
Is that on the front page right now?
I want you to daily that.
I might consider it.
I want you
To
to
be
daily
totally
that
honest.
car, and that car's insane. Anyway,
My boy is 3 weeks away from getting his permit, and so I'm jonesing to toss the keys to the Civic. to
Lotus
him
Elite?
and
Oh,
Lotus
Civic.
Elite daily. I'll give it to my
in a
teenager.
kid.
I'm not you, Randy. I'm not going to give my kid an ancient British car. as
You
his
should.
first.
I highly recommend that too.
Where did you find that car?
I don't know.
I
I'm
wanna
just
look at it.
scrolling BAT as I always do when I'm in any serious conversation. I happen to be scrolling
I
BAT
know.
on the
I'm
side
supposed to be talking
of
instead
that
of
conversation.
scrolling.
And there's just too much goodness.
There is. There's an awful lot. We hit a site record
Boy.
recently. We mentioned that too. We had over 1,300 live a couple days ago, which is crazy. And
People are
we're gonna
after it.
see. We're gonna see more. Look at that thing.
People are after it.
I love
Wow!
that
Wow!
What are you
so
looking
much-
I'm looking.
at the bonsai blue
Daytona.
Daytona.
Oh, no, I'm so sorry. I just told you about that.
I just love that there's so many like preamble words to the title. Like normally we're very
I know.
restrictive to like its model year, make, model, and this is 57,000 kilometer bonsai blue.
Now, shout out to my guys Carter and Ryan.
Paying
They're
by the
do-
word.
They're
We're paying by
doing
the
all,
word.
they're doing all they can to let people know when cars are special. This guy's got headlights and foggies on in the lead image.
Of
Which
course.
shout out to my buddy Roddy, who would be like, never miss the opportunity to turn your fog lights on. When
Lights
you're
go
turning your
on,
lights on.
Price
In-
goes up.
In the old Mercedes, it's always twist and pull. Never forget to pull.
The pull for the fog.
Uh-huh.
That's right. That's right.
I think I did. I can't remember how it is on your Audi, but I ran your rear fogs on your RS4,
Oh,
which
you
is
can-
sick.
I got some rear fog available.
Yeah, got to.
Yeah, man. Anyways, a lot of good stuff. No shortage. We could talk about our faves here for hours. Wow. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Hold the press.
I know this car. I've seen this car in person. Did you know we have land speed record Audi S4?
Is that live? Okay, I didn't want to mention it because
Wait.
Carter fed that to me. I'm like, Carter, you need to buy this car. Yeah, this is the
Why is he
250.
not?
I know this is the 250 mile an hour Bonneville
No,
car.
but hold on. Okay, sorry. The podcast was about to end, and everybody listening, you're staying with us for another few minutes because I'm going to find this car in my photo stream.
I didn't know about this car at all, and I said, Carter sent me the link. He's like, this car's nuts. Listen to the video of it running. And I said, did you know about this? He's like, oh, this car's famous in like Audi circles.
Is it this car? The answer
yes,
is
of course it is. Yes, it is.
this car.
He's been chasing the record for a while, hasn't he?
I took this photo, says my iPhone, on, man, I got to that fast. August 12th, 2012.
Whoa.
my one visit to Bonneville, and this car was there, and I had to take a photo because I was like, just talk to me.
I know,
Talk to
I
me
need to
about
get out
Bonnie.
there.
But yeah, this guy was running this car with moons on it. I thought I'd open the listing and there'd be moons. Carter taking some liberties with the nose shot for the lead shot.
I mean, it's a great listing. I mean, he obviously went bonsai on this, because speaking of bonsai blue,
totally insane.
but it's, I mean, like the motor shot in this with the like.
Bring people along. Tell people what we're
Okay, so this is a 93 Audi S4 that has extremely heavily modified for land speed record duties, and at Bonneville ran 250.
250.009, which means both ways average.
Correct. You have to average both ways.
And it's the world's fastest sedan.
With an inline, still has the 5-cylinder, which is why it's so rad.
Of course it does.
But a
'cause that's
turbocharger
best
that is
engine.
The snail.
It is this. It is half the size of the engine.
Yeah, it's huge.
massive.
I mean, what does it say? 1,155 horsepower. I mean, it's so sick.
That is a serious.
Randy, I can't believe you pulled that photo up so fast. How did you get that up so fast?
I
It was
typed
14
in-
years ago.
I typed in Bonneville, and only 19 photos came up,
including of this car.
including not all of my gallery from that event, but somehow the Audi was like the first one.
Would you have posted about this on the site going to Bonneville back then? Was this
I posted a gallery to BAT in 2012 after going to the Bonneville. I did it once in my life. I did it with my dad, and we went out there, and
So this
there's
car
an
might be-
extensive gallery. But I mean, it wasn't for sale or anything. But I obviously took a picture of weirdo Audis. It also has a sticker on the quarter panel from 034 Motorsport. You might notice that, though. Shout out to those guys. Those guys just did the service on my Audi, and they're awesome. And they build 1,100 horsepower.
Carter, like I think this is Beck's point. He dedicated one
It's a whole
paragraph
photo
just to the turbo.
Just to the turbocharger.
Let me just read this sentence. The Borg-Warner S400 SX turbocharger delivers charge air through an ice-chilled air-to-water intercooler and an LS1 specification 80-millimeter throttle body.
Yes, check. That's the only one of those that will ever be on BAT. Like, try to do that again. Oh man,
I was like, I really want him to buy this. I think this car is so cool. Oh, bids.
a bid on the car just came in. It's no reserve.
Yeah, correct.
This car is
This guy
is a maniac.
This is a guy who had a dream and a vision and achieved the dream and vision, and he's like ready to launch the car.
Yeah. Well, what do you do after that? I mean, the car is totally optimized
Dude,
for land.
He hit except at the Arkansas mile, so I presume that's a flying mile like airport thing. He did 226.472 in a mile.
Wow.
That's
Anyway.
fast.
That car is crazy. And I was just, this is what happens when you just scroll BAT. All of a sudden you get like punched in.
That's an amazing little outro. I mean, like that's like an amazing way to close it down. I mean,
If you're looking for it, 1993 Audi S4, just type that into the search bar and no reserve. And we wish you luck.
yeah,
We wish you luck at 251 miles an hour next August in Bonneville.
go fast in your sedan.
200 mile an hour club. Wow.
You get a T-shirt for that. That's a dream, is to have the 200 mile an hour club T-shirt.
Well, forget the t-shirt. I don't know what else you get. I think you get a
You get
sticker.
lifetime cred. You put it on your tombstone.
Totally. You put it. What do you want on your tombstone?
That's right. All right, boys. Let's cap it there. We can do
Wait,
more
there's
later.
1,300 more cars we can.
I know. We'll never end. We'll do it again soon. Thanks, as always, to all of you for listening. Please send feedback, questions, concerns to podcast@bringatrailer.com. We will catch you next time.